dealing with some depression issues now. I don't got the camera I need to get just yet. Do got getting but as far as I decided I'm gonna play this argument before. Basically, Jill's campaign is the canon campaign, because think about it. I was playing as Chris before, right? And that is admittedly the harder one, but it makes the least sense canon-wise, because you never see Barry again. Dardigan pointed it out, this parody kind of channel guy, kind of...
Alpha Team is flying around the forest zone, situated in northwest Raccoon City, where we are searching for the helicopter of our compatriots, Bravo Team, who disappeared during the middle of their mission.
Found it yet?
No, not yet.
This is why I think they should remake this game.
Bizarre murder cases have recently occurred in Raccoon City.
They have the game.
There are outlandish reports of families being attacked by a group of about 10 people. Victims were apparently eaten. The Bravo Team was sent in to investigate, but we lost contact.
Look, Chris!
Bravo Team's helicopter was a derelict. Save for the remaining body of Kevin. We continued our search for the other members, and it turned into a nightmare.
They need to have a remake of this where you can play. They should just do like a co-op or something and have more kind of like Umbrella Chronicles, but have more co-op between Chris and Jill. Maybe more than the originals or this version, but not so much that it would change the story completely. But like look at Rebecca for example. Just they kind of retconned her a little bit in Resident Evil 0. That's another thing. You know, Dardigan pointed out that he doesn't. I can't go into it right now, but if you saw the Dardigan video,
Hey, Brad! Where the hell's he going?
So, yeah, I was very careful to not say anything just now, and.
Chris, this way.
Once I'm past that, I'll say quiet.
Damn it! Make for that mansion!
I mean, this is the game that makes sense canon-wise as far as that game Resident Evil Revelations 2 goes, because Barry's in that game and he has to survive. So, yeah, I mean...
There are only 3 STARS members left now.
Show up again
Captain Wesker, Barry, and myself. We don't know where Chris is.
But then this is weird too, how Chris goes missing.
What is this place?
Not quite your ordinary house, that's for sure.
Hey, Wesker, where's Chris?
Jill, no! You don't want to go back out there.
But we've got to find...
What was that?
Chris?
No.
Jill, go and investigate.
I'm going with her. Chris and I go back a long way.
All right. You two go. I'll secure this area.
Stay sharp.
Okay. Yeah, I guess Chris and Jerry were in the Air Force together. See, you know, it's said, and this is true from what I remember even of the original Resident Evil, like the OG Resident Evil. I gotta get used to these controls again. It's been a while. Yeah. There we go.
I think you'd better take a look at this.
What is it?
Blood. Jill, see if you can find any other clues. I'll be examining this. Let's just hope it's not Chris's.
But if it was, it'd be pretty weird that you just did that, wouldn't it?
Barry.
Okay, I just had a terrible joke with that. But you know what? I'm gonna just say it. You already know. He's gonna sit. Barry's gonna be like, just when I thought I could get away from getting blood on the floor in a house full of kids, I couldn't help it. But hey, I like Moira Burton. She's cool. You never see his other daughter, his wife. Okay, so knowing what I know now about Crimsons, and knowing that that exact zombie can become a Crimson, I don't know. I knew about the kerosene and everything, but... And you
Barry!
saw...
What is it?
Whoa.
Look out! It's a monster!
Let me take care of
Just
it!
like in the original. Man, that's... Yeah.
What the hell is this thing?
I found Kenneth killed by this thing. Let's report this to Wesker.
You know, knowing what I know now about the Crimson Heads, it makes sense why people would choose not to kill zombies indiscriminately. Because you're ultimately just making it so that there's more Crimsons everywhere. Yeah, he did that in the original too, I believe, if you play as Jill that way. Yeah, he just fucks off back into the original hall that he came out of.
Wesker! Jill, help me look for him. Let's not leave this hall.
Man, that
Good
gun
idea.
sucks even worse. Whisker? Where are you, Whisker?
Barry.
Any luck, Jill?
No, nothing.
Not very much.
What's going on around here? I can't figure it out.
Same here.
Chris, and now Wesker.
There's not much we can do. We can search for him separately. I'll investigate the dining room again.
Okay, then. I'll try the door on the other side.
No, you just want to lick the
This
blood
mansion
again.
is gigantic. We could easily get lost. Let's start from the first floor.
You know what it reminds me
Okay.
of?
Oh,
That movie Planet
I
Terror.
almost forgot.
Or it's like,
It's a lockpick.
oh
you'd make better use of it.
Yes, I would. And that's
Thanks.
gonna be
I may
easier
need
than
it.
having
Listen,
to-
if something happens, let's meet up in this hall. Got it?
Okay.
That's something that if they remake another Resident Evil game, if there's any reason that this game needs to be remade, it's one, so that you don't have the simultaneous both our canon thing, even though that's impossible. Dardigan was correct about that as well. It is like a Schrodinger's cat kind of deal, but okay. That's an ink ribbon thing, right? I can't remember. Alright, let's move this thing first. You know, if I had to be honest, I like Resident Evil 2 better, but I know that this is the game that sets off everything. It's just that, you know, even the A and B scenario for 2, it's a little bit better than this and the way it goes here. They don't try to give you it the whole, it's both canon bullshit. It's all canon. Like, no, it's not possible. Yep, I remember about the defensive items. I'd block him in there that way. Pretty funny if I could. Depends on how fast and how hungry he is. Here he comes. Yeah. Not good. Yeah, I kind of see why it makes more sense to keep them kind of slow. No, that's not what I'm trying to do. That's right. Okay. Yes, I really am still just figuring out how to You know, it'd even be cool if they ever made a remake of this and they gave you a longer campaign where you could play as Barry and Rebecca too. But I doubt they'll do that. But if they did come from your friends, Barry would have... It'd be funny. Imagine if Chris dies, right? You go to his funeral, and then Jill turns to Barry at his funeral like, why did you lick his blood at the scene of his murder? Did you do this shit, Barry? Yeah. Yeah. Okay, I hear a zombie. Yeah, there. Okay. Well, hey, at least there's some green herbs. I'm grateful Jill has more, not only a lockpick, but her own gun. Space. Thank you, JBMW calls. Okay, here we go. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get... Oh, you fucker, I remember you. I remember you. Yeah, either way... Okay, yeah, I'm not gonna grab too much stuff here. Because I don't even have a clip yet, a magazine yet. Okay. Might as well combine these herbs just to save space. There's... Alright, here we go. Think about the number of zombies that are in this game versus the second game. There really is no comparison. Same with Resident Evil 3 for that matter. Okay. Yeah, in Resident Evil 3, you got all kinds of zombies. You even got got a thing with a rocket launcher after you. Alright. Oh yeah, now I remember. This, I have to go out here for that, right? Yeah. Okay, now I gotta find where hurts this thing, right? There we go. Grab here in the way of loot real quick. Shotgun chills. Yeah, Jill had a way easier time than Chris did. I would argue, you know, you measured the games up in terms of difficulty, right? Jill is weaker. That's one thing that is a disadvantage for her, but the advantage from taking a little more damage that Chris can do is it's just not, it's not worth it. And that's the thing that they really need to remake, because I don't even feel like a playthrough playing as Chris is worth it. Of course, you know, when these games came out, they came out in the 90s, right? And you had people that would do one scenario, and okay, you did Jill's, then that's what's canon do. You do Chris's, that's what's canon do. But, you know, so on and so forth. But, okay, that jewel. We need to find a storage item storage place. Storage box. And here's that unfriendly hallway. Hey, what about that knife? Okay, so now I'm at caution. Don't have the key. That bitch sounds hungry. Don't want to end up using this green herb already. Yeah. I guess this is the way. What didn't happen in this mansion is the better question. Yeah, I came through here. That's the place with the mirror. Yeah. I was right. Alright, let's go this way. Yeah, I remember this room. And I need that key thing. It felt like in the Raccoon Police Department, the RPD station, it seemed like it was more free in terms of exploration. And there were plenty of puzzles, there were a lot of rooms locked down, but it wasn't as bad as the first one. I think with the first game, it is a classic, right? But it was just finding its legs. Now I got it. Really? Okay, here we go. All right. I have at one point been used to the tank controls. When you go without doing it for long enough, you kind of forget how. You gotta refresh yourself. It doesn't take me as long to jump back into it, but I definitely, this isn't going to be a damage playthrough, that's for sure. Which is fine. It really is. Yeah, that goes out into the main hallway, that's right. You know, I don't know why they didn't ever try and make zombies into crimsons again. That would be a lot more successful of a bioterror kind of deal. you just have a lot more of the data you want with zombies that are crimsons. I could see zombies that are crimsons taking over a city more easily than the zombies that have taken over as we knew them. Alright. Yeah, and that's another thing. I know that a lot of people count the canon of gameplay and the canon of cutscenes to be two different things, but realistically, since getting infected with a virus is something that happens to both Jill and Leon, they all must have some kind of immunity. At the very least, it's the kind of immunity that makes them interesting test subjects for someone like Wesker. Need to go to that graveyard area. Which I know that there's going to be a crimson in there. Inside the coffin, anyway. Okay, here we go. Now, yeah, I think they could do a lot with a remake of this, and I know they've already remade it, but they haven't remade it in quite a long time. And as many times as they might as well, is all I'm saying, because it's not like they haven't remade 2 and 3, and if you count Umbrella Chronicles and Darkside Chronicles, which some people don't, but you know, it's a rail shooter. But if you count those as well, I mean, you have to factor that in. And yeah, they need to do one over and make it a little bit less. Like I love the campiness of it still. You know, I like the B movie horror vibe of Resident Evil. That's part of its charm, but they've got to make it still make sense from a story standpoint. Yeah. know at some point there will be dogs coming through there, because that's what happened with Chris. By the way, I don't know if any of you guys watched, probably some of you watched the Fallout show. And I gotta say, I think they did justice for it. It's the best video game adaptation. I honestly didn't mind the Assassin's Creed movie adaptation here. I mean, it wasn't as good as the games per se, but there are some games that they did a pretty good job at, and Fallout is one of them, and they did good with Assassin's Creed, though I would have liked to have seen a movie with the legacy characters. I was just thinking about that, because I was thinking I wanted to rewatch that soon. But first, let's go find a place to put all of our stuff. Wait a minute. Okay, so I think I'm in the right area that I want to be in, but I need to go find a place to put a couple of these things away from me. Anyway, I'm still planning on getting that camera so I can actually be live when I'm doing these games. But until then, I'm just going to do what I normally do until I get it. I've just got some other expenses that came up. But, okay, lock. That was close. That was way too close for comfort. I think I did remember that there were zombies in this hall. Okay, here we go. We can reasonably kill this one. Stops throwing up on me. That fucking bulimic. Okay, let's go get the lighter fluid if it's in there. We're almost a Jill sandwich. Because I already read a lot of this, I'm not gonna spend as much time with reading files. I'll do it when I need to. Oh. Got a lot of ammo now. Yeah, ammo was never this plentiful or bountiful, whatever word you want to use. It was never this much when it, with Chris it mattered, because even if you got ammo for the shotgun and the handgun, right? You got enough handgun ammo, but then the shotgun ammo gets used up pretty quick, especially since, you know, you can only carry so much of it anyway. And yeah, I don't know what they were thinking, the devs originally were thinking, when they were like, let me go ahead and give Chris less slots than Jill. Alright, yeah, we want to get the jewel away. This away. And we just don't need this right now. So we do need handgun ammo. Probably don't need the knife. Yeah, I don't, because since I'm not planning on even having to engage each zombie each time, and I'm a little smarter about it, it's not really a necessity. But you think about, to a degree they do that in The Walking Dead. You know, they know what a certain zombie's patterns are, and Yeah, I think I need to go back that other way, though. I hear somebody. Yeah. Yeah, go through once. I know it'll break off eventually, but for right now... Okay. Okay. Again. There we go. I'm also grateful for the dagger edition, too. It does make it a little bit easier to defend yourself in the hallways, especially if you're not planning on killing everyone. If you don't think you have oil to burn them. Yep, this is just like the first game, original.
Oh God, what did I do now? Wesker! Barry! Help!
Jill! You in there?
Barry? Get me out of here! The door's jammed!
Stand back! Grab my hand!
That was way closer to the original. What the... Wow. See, this is already why it's easier. Chris would have had to get the replica
Barry.
shotgun.
That was a close
So
one.
much backtracking.
A second late, you would have fit nicely into a sandwich.
Really? Thanks. But Barry, didn't you say you were going back to the dining room to find other clues? I'm glad and all, but why are you here?
I just had something I wanted to check. Anyway, we should get back to searching for Wesker and Chris.
Thanks, Barry. I owe you one.
Don't mention it.
What a great guy indeed. Okay. Came from that way already. There's a cut scene in the bathroom that I'm supposed to... I don't know that I need to, but something happens where it's with Jill compared to Chris. That's one way to show it. Alright. Yeah, I know Chris doesn't react as intensely. Played through that, so... Let's see, it's this one. Yeah, lockpick. See, if I was playing as Chris, I would have 6 locks. Room for maybe a handgun, shotgun, reload of some kind, and maybe a health, and then I'd have to just keep going back and forth to the saving rooms. Okay. I don't know if we need to be here yet, but we can get that. We don't need the herbs, luckily. Alright, I think we can go back to the main hall. That kind of reminds me of the beginning of Resident Evil 0 when, what is it, Edward or whatever, goes through the windows. Yeah, he goes through the windows. And it's because of a zombie.
Barry.
Oh, Jill. Got any good news?
Other than I'm still alive in this madhouse? No.
Can't say it's much safer here either. We'd better secure our escape route first. There's gotta be a back door somewhere.
All right then, let's split up again.
See you later.
What?
Ciao.
Good God, what is it with you people? Okay, That probably didn't... He probably didn't give me the... I think he was going to give me grenade launcher rounds if I had any inventory space, but I didn't. Oh well. Still got a shotgun. Besides, it's kind of dumb to just give me acid rounds and then not give me a grenade launcher to go with it, and I still have to find a grenade launcher myself. I forget what that's for, but I gotta put some shit away before I can even deal with it. What's that? Nope. Ooh. Okay. Yeah, that's right. Jill technically doesn't have a lighter. See, there is no way in hell if I was playing as Chris that I would have 75 rounds on top of the ammo that I've already got in the gun. But then again, I wasn't playing it very smart when you also factor in the Crimson Heads. everything's locked down here. Well, I think I'm gonna save for now. But maybe, you know what? No. Yeah, I'm gonna save, but I'm gonna go back to that safe room. Definitely leave some of the for next time. You know, come to think of it, how do more zombies and dogs not just come through that window at any given time? I mean, it's a breach in the security. Okay, so that's the room with the rusting doorknob. Alright, I might come back momentarily and save, but for the moment I am going to put some stuff away. No, I think I should go light that dude up. Yeah, let's put away the ink ribbons and get some health ASAP. And we can go ahead and light that other guy on fire. Although I would prefer to get him closer. Yeah, Crimson. Okay. So more health. What the fuck? Alright, so there's nothing that way. So light this dude on the stairs on fire. That Jill doesn't have that Chris does. Like, we don't have the lighter. But I'd hardly say having a lighter and the amount of inventory slots that Chris has is more than yeah, we're gonna do that. Might as well keep that inside. Right now either. did, I know where I could get them. I'm gonna have a look upstairs, and then after that is when I'll probably go save. Or come back down here and save. There he is. You know, if more Resident Evil games or just zombie apocalypse games, period, use the same rules, presuming you don't use Walking Dead rules, where everyone's infected, a Crimson that comes back to life if you don't burn its body or destroy the head is a good idea. And that would result in a citywide infection. In a city of 100,000 people, of course it would. Then it would make more sense. But as slow shuffling zombies, and then you got however many officers, but that's really relevant too, because even one officer is supposed to have at least 3 magazines of ammo on them, so there's more guns than people in the US anyway. I'm gonna just save over both of those Chris files, since this is really the canon one anyway. But I'm gonna call it here. It's good to be back. I will be more frequent, and it won't be as long of a wait. But until next time, alright, signing off.